Hey everyone, today we're joined by Loïc.
And Jaime.
Super happy to have you here in Belgium with us. How are you doing, guys?
Well, good. Super good. Super happy to be here in Belgium today. By the way, we're pole position because we say Loïc and Jaime, but we're pole position.
Pole position. Yes, we're very happy to be here in Brussels. Looking forward to the show and happy to meet you.
Happy to meet you as well. Today we've got two special guests who comes completely from different backgrounds. One as a Formula One driver and you in the festival scene. And together you created Pole Position. Can you tell us a bit about your background first?
So I was really fond of electronic music since I'm a teenager, starting to party when I moved in Montreal when I was 19. Discovered the Montreal scene, all the club, the after parties, starting to be a DJ, and in 2011 I moved to Barcelona and I started with my partner Brunch Electronik back then, and then we developed Brunch Electronik and started to do Brunch Electronik of Sonar, a lot of events still happening actually in Europe. And then a couple of years ago, I knew Jaime and we decided to create this project together. So we started Pole Position. And recently I sold my shares at Brunch, so I'm not a promoter for the moment anymore. And I'm fully dedicated to Pole Position now.
And you?
Well, my story is a bit different. I come from racing, which is very different world. My parents started going to Ibiza in the late 70s. I was born in the 90s, so they took me there. I met a lot of friends, and then I started playing because my friends were playing music. I bought my first records when I was like 15, 16 years old. And in 2010, I started making music. I started to release music with my individual career. I started to play some shows. Then when I retired Formula One, I had my little small DJ career. And then, as Loïc said, we met in Brunch at Brunch, and we thought of the idea of creating the project together. And really happy at the moment and pushing hard, of course.
Can you tell us a bit more about how did you meet each other? So you said at Brunch, but how did the real connection started with you two and then creating a Pole Position?
Well, the connection is very simple. It's when we play music. Sometimes we argue and then we start playing music and it stops.
From the beginning, it was starting actually playing music. Then you said I had a little residency as a DJ at this small but very nice club in Barcelona called Macarena, and one day I invited Jaime actually to play with me. He had his solo career, as he said, and we started DJing together, and we played 6 hours together, and it was fun and smooth. You know, when you're playing back to back, sometimes you can be kind of annoyed by the other artist, the way it's cutting your tracks and whatever. So it was not the case. So there was a big connection at this, and actually that day, during the night and the euphoria of the night, we were I told him maybe we should do a duo, and we just called ourselves, and I got the name Pole Position, you know, just because I was a fan of Formula One, so obviously a famous ex-Formula One driver, and there were these two words, you know, Pole Position, so as a duo, and eventually when the idea started to shape and we were trying to find a name, we thought at the beginning that Pole Position was kind of a joke, but every time we were coming back to this name, you know, so what should be our name? And it was always Pole Position, and I said, fuck it, let's just call it Pole Position, you know.
Yeah, it's a very cool name, very it stays in your head, and I think it's a good choice.
Thank you.
That was Loïc's idea.
Yeah, but it was agreed by you, and
yes.
It's mostly because of Jaime's career, because I'm just a passionate of Formula One, but I never put myself in a 300 kilometers by hour monoplace car, you know.
So Jaime, what's tougher, performing in front of 150,000 Formula One fans or playing in stages with Capriati or brunch events or playing Pasha with Maupi?
Well, actually, I think they're both very different because, firstly, you're talking about a competition. When you're in a competition and you're driving inside in the car with your helmet, you don't actually think who's watching. You think on what you have to do and what you have to deal with. There's pressure, of course, but maybe pressure is coming up before the race. But then you deal with things in a different way. And then music is very different because music, you have kind of your schedule in your head of what you're going to play. You are interacting with the crowd, so the crowd reaction is very important. So it's a lot about feelings in the moments. I think it's tougher because I think they're both different activities, very different activities with different feelings, but they're both amazing. You know, they're both incredible, and I think we must feel so privileged to, at the moment, to do one of them, which is creating music, creating art, and sharing it with the people, with the crowd, making people happy and dance. It's something unique, I think so.
Nice. And if your sound were like a racetrack in the Formula One, which racetrack would it be and why?
Well, I think, yeah, it's a tough question.
Don't
but
say Spa.
I was gonna say Spa. We are in Belgium, and it's a track I really love, and I used to. Well, there were some good races there. And I think this track represents our sound because I always say that a DJ should adapt to the crowd, right? So if you have to play disco records at some point in a certain party, you have to, or you go to techno, which is more uplifting and more speed. You go, because the people is the main character. Yeah. So I think the DJ should like DJs like Laurent Garnier or Carl Cox. They are like stars for us because they show us that way. And Spa, for example, this is a metaphor. This kind of track where you have like very fast corners and then low speed corners, and then it's very dynamic. So you have corners of every different kind, and then maybe in some part of the circuit it's raining, and then the other part is dry. So you have to deal with every circumstance, like in a club or in a festival.
So basically, for On Repeat, we are like 4 members, but one of them is a huge fan of Formula One, but he's not there today, unfortunately. Yeah, he really he was mad to miss you. So for you, Loïc, you've been part of the electronic scene for years. Mm-hmm. How do you see it evolving today, and what's changing in the culture or the way people experience going out to festivals or events?
I don't know, since I'm really into the industry since 20 years and really working professionally since 15 years. So I've seen a lot of changes, but obviously, and could sound basic, but after COVID, this is where everything really changed. I believe Afro, and on the other side of the spectrum, hard techno will not be as big without COVID. I believe it was really a circumstance. I believe a lot of more rich people and organizing party at home and everything. They were Afro became big because of that, and on the other side, the rave, that illegal rave, that were doing hard techno. That started with all this, and obviously these two part of electronic music, they had this thing in common, that where social media became also almost the most important thing of our world. So Now, of course, the scene is really different because when you want to succeed as an artist, you just don't have to be only a good musician or a good DJ. You have to be someone that can be good on promoting yourself and be different on social media. And I know it's a pain in the ass for many artists, and some very good musicians and talented DJs, they like are kind of abandoned on the way or just dropped on the way because they're not good enough with social media, which I can respect also because this is not the core and the spirit of this music and scene. But yeah, now the importance of social media and promoting yourself, it's mostly what is really different from like
15 years ago.
15 years ago for sure. 10 years ago it was something yeah, kind of okay, you know, but since 10 years ago you can make your own career just because of social media, you know, just not only because of the music. It's a full pack, so it's changing. And where is it going? To be honest, I have no idea where exactly it's going, but what I've seen is that something that it was before. It was an underground culture. It was like a side culture, you know. Now it's not a side culture anymore. Electronic music is a global mainstream movement which I believe in a way it's actually better for the whole industry because we are not...
It will still grow by the years, you think?
I think so. It will still grow. It will still grow because electronic music has no letters, you know, no lyrics. I mean, there's a few lyrics, but it's so international, so it's very easy for an artist to be really big in Belgium and suddenly you're big in Colombia and in Japan and Australia, you know, because our music is so universal because it's a musical music, you know, it's not like singing, so it's not like eventually you see reggaeton is becoming bigger everywhere, but it was that the base was more the Spanish-speaking countries, and now it's kind of beginning everywhere. But electronic music has this magic thing that everybody can feel the same if you live in Tokyo, Melbourne, Santiago de Chile, or Dubai. You know, so that's the magic of this. So I believe that it will still grow. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
It was a bit long.
So let's dive a bit into pole position and the creative process. Funny question. When you're behind decks or in the studio, who's more the engineer and who's more the driver?
I think both do both. Yeah, I think both are drivers. Both we are our own drivers and our own engineers, because at the end of the day, if I spend more time in the studio, but Loïc also, you know, has a lot of feedback that gives me, and then we test. It's being tested.
Maybe in the studio, you're more the driver and I'm more the engineer. Maybe.
Yeah, and maybe.
I mean, it's saying in a way of the Formula One. You got it, right?
Yeah, of course. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that we both do both jobs. You know, I think sometimes, you know, I drive, sometimes he drives. We both do both. However, I must say that there are some sort of things inside the project that it's better that someone takes care or someone drives them individually, like marketing or like maybe putting a lot of time in the studio. We share these times because we are being organized on things that we know how to do since many years, and we have more experience. So I think this is more organized for us right now.
You're complementing each other in a good way. Yeah. So what has been your best moment or show so far?
We had this question a few times already, and it's a bit always the same answer, but Burning Man is every year is
we have the best time at Burning Man all the time because
it's so special.
It's very special. Everything happens, everything is like Disneyland, and everything is a surprise. So everything is unexpected.
You're even disconnected of the world.
And you have no expectations, and then all of a sudden everything happens and it's magical, you know. Everything is magic during that week for us, it's a very special moment of the year, and hopefully we can go there every year of our lives. Honestly,
Yeah.
This is, and actually, just like kind of a scoop. Like we're gonna release like in this month, we're gonna release the video of the set we just did in Playground. We received it yesterday, and it's mind blowing actually to see it. Like when we play, we're gonna put it on YouTube. It's crazy. It's just like the lights and everything. Even from the people, I was showing it to my hairdresser today. I was showing him because we're friends, and he told me like, oh, it looks unreal. Like it doesn't look like real, you know, like it's so.
Yes.
And with the age of AI and everything, like sometimes all these places at Burning Man, it looks so unreal that when you are there, you really have the feeling that it's unreal. It's like there is nothing comparable to Burning Man, and it's not. I went 3 times, Jaime went 4, so it's not our first year, you know, and for us Burning Man now, it's like there's no way we are missing Burning Man. Like
Do you recommend to every music lover to go once?
Definitely. It's not for everybody, but once you understand it, I think there is nothing is even close to Burning Man. Like everything is fine, you know, but then there is Burning Man. It's the
Yeah.
I have a friend from Belgium is coming tonight, and I see him at Burning Man, and he's doing a lot of other events all over the world. And I saw him at Burning Man this year, and I remember it's like, so you're here, huh? I say, yeah. Burning Man is the grandmother of the events. This is the grandmother. All the rest is like, yeah.
They wait Burning Man the whole year.
It's really special. I highly recommend. Maybe it can sound like a bit cliche to speak like this of Burning Man, but.
No, but I think also what Loïc wants to say is that it's not just as a musical reference. I think Burning Man shows us the best part of human beings, you know, like as a community, as a society, sharing time with people, unknown people that are there to help, and you are there to help others. And you're actually very surprised of how helpful people are at Burning Man, especially at Burning Man. People are so helpful and so friendly. Yeah. And it's a center of creativity. It's a center of I don't know, just where you go there and you feel special, and you're like, wow, everyone is special here, but everyone has a job, everyone is trying things in life, and it has so much energy. I think it's not just a place for musicians or for art people, but it's a place that everyone should try to go, because there's always some positives to get from that week. It's really, really unique.
So hopefully I can go next year, and I'll see you on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys run a label. Can you tell us a bit more? What's the vision behind it, and where do you want to take it?
So Anims starts a little bit later after the pandemic. Everything was so dark and negative. Everyone was not really in a good moment of their lives. And Anims is a Catalan word that says cheer up. So it's a positive, energetic element. So that's the main reason we wanted to get the positives out of people. You know, music industry, there are so many artists that make a lot of great music, but that music is never out. It's difficult to put good music out nowadays, because the labels are being very picky. They are looking for sales, and sometimes you get many no's and many unreplies. So we wanted to give this space to a lot of unknown artists that put good music out. You know, and now we are putting a lot of music out, but looks like the label is working out quite well, and it's growing, so it's good for us. It's also a platform for Pole Position to put music out. A lot of our originals go out on Anims, and we have a lot of ideas for the future for 2026. We have a new brand catalog coming in, a new, secret, confidential, nice things coming up for next season, and we can't really wait. Also showcases, so yeah.
Amazing. I saw you at the showcase in Barcelona, no? With Sam?
Yes, we had that Sonar. And then we have one in Tulum coming up, also again in Barcelona, and we will have some during next year, of course.
Amazing. Who's your dream artist to release on the label?
There's so many. I think we don't have like crazy dreams, but it would be amazing if Jimmy Jules would release like something in the label. Would be really nice. Then some legends, you know, for example, Carl Cox is playing a lot of our music. If one day we'll do a remix for us in the label, that would be amazing. And then there's like people like, I don't know, it's not a dream, but Ivory would be good to be on the label. But we have the chance that actually most of the people we ask at the moment, they are kind of up to it, you know, so we don't have much no at the moment, but we are trying to ask like the people we know that they're gonna be fitting with the label. We don't have like huge expectation, but yeah.
I saw you released the EP today on the label. I really love the tracks.
Yeah, it's a good friend of the family, and we are supporting him a lot. It's the second single that he releases. This is actually an EP, but he is actually part of our community, and he's a great producer.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we can stay with him for very long, because I think he's gonna do very well in the scene.
So we're approaching the last questions. What's next for you in terms of upcoming release, collaboration, tours? If you can say something.
So me, I can speak more about like the touring, and I leave Jaime speak about the music. So this month we're going back to Mexico. We play in London, and then in December some few shows in Barcelona, and then January, February, we're going to be mostly in South America. Actually, the project of Pole Position is kind of our main markets, not in Europe. It's mostly in South America, Latin America. So we go to Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Peru. We have a very good fan base there. And then next year, gonna try to repeat maximum of festivals and stuff, and trying to focus more also on the label and doing more stuff with the label, the showcases and stuff.
So we have a single coming out on Watergate now in December, which we're really looking forward to it, because it's a track that we really love, and we've been playing a lot in the last sets, and it's very special for us. We have a remix coming up from Tim Engelhardt and Emmanuel Satie from that single.
Nice.
We have remixed a house legend that we have been playing a lot of his music, which is Musumeci. And thankfully, you know, I'm really happy. We're really happy about this, because we've signed the single on Anims, and we have remixed him for this for his single that will come up also in December. We're also very proud of a remix we've done for Riba Star. He's another legend, and it will go out in January for Snatch, his label. And also we are releasing another single in February for Agoria's label, Sapiens. And this one also is very special for us, because it's a very summery track we've been playing at this summer, and it's going out in February. So we're really looking forward for this at the moment. And then collabs, we have a very special 3-track EP. We don't know yet if it's going to be an EP or we will single it out, but with Yet More. He's a good friend, and we've been making music for a while with him, and yeah, I think that's going to be very cool for the future. And in the meanwhile, we just have new music that we're testing out, seeing what's the outcome. We are trying new things within our baseline and our identity, of course, but we're trying also new areas and trying to explore new zones of styles and sounds where we enjoy and have fun. Yeah,
that's amazing. So you guys have no rest for the next month. You work, and work.
Yeah.
So since you are French, there's always been a little rivalry between Belgium and France. Who do you think has the best nightlife?
So I have a joker because I live in Spain since 15 years, so I cannot like really answer. I would say that of course, Belgium has such great, huge, big identity festival and mythical club like Fuse and stuff. And compared to the size of the country, because France is much bigger. But I don't think Belgium has to be ashamed or have red face compared to France, because they have such a wonderful music scene, and there are leaders in probably Tomorrowland is probably one of maybe the biggest and most inspiring festival of electronic music in the world, and most known, I think, in the world. In France, they don't have this big brands of festival. I don't think there is like big. There's Missionnaire, stuff like this, but not as big as Belgium festival. Maybe as on our style of music, maybe and maybe on the legend side. Belgium has really big artists, but I think France is beating Belgium for artists.
Now we have a good wave of Belgium artists coming up.
You don't have Daft Punk, Vitalik, Agoria, Miskitin, The Hacker, Laurent Garnier. There's this big. Of course, there's Soul Wax, too many DJs. Our friends, Mania.
We'll continue this debate later. Okay, so we'll finish with this or that. It's a quick fire questions. Mm-hmm. You just answer one or two. So sunrise set or closing set?
Sunrise.
USB emergency or lost luggage?
USB emergency. You can switch really fast.
Yes, I think so too.
No monitors or no headphones?
No headphones.
No headphones.
Beach party or forest set?
Beach party.
Yes, beach party.
Track you love but no one's move, or track you hate but the crowd goes wild?
This is a tricky question. You wanted some polemics here, right? You got that. Sometimes it depends on the situation, but sometimes you have to play music that is not your favorite to make the crowd move, if it's a difficult crowd. And we have been in that, every DJ have been in that situation. So I would say you have to pick that one. Sometimes you have to play music that it's not to your likes, but to adapt to the crowd and give them that.
Me sometimes I'm so sad that because I'm really fond of I discover a track, I really feel it, I'm like wow, and I play it and it doesn't have direction. I'm the one that's I would say that unfortunately, if we have to choose, I think it would be the second one, the track you have to play because you want people to dance.
Tomorrowland main stage or Pacha residency?
Pacha residency.
Yeah, Pacha residency.
Play after Solomon or open for Dixon?
We already opened for Dixon.
We opened.
I already opened for Solomon and for Dixon. So.
You're thinking too much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say open for Dixon because I think now people underestimate warm-ups. And I think warm-ups are so important and people just go and bang the thing out of it. And I think it's so important to make the flow out of the night and to make people coming in slowly in the right direction. This is something that is being lost, I think, and everyone wants to stand out nowadays. And I think a warm-up is very difficult. You have to play good music, but not too much because otherwise it's just too good.
Kills the vibe.
So it's very difficult to make a warm-up, and we must be clear. I would choose. I think it's more challenging for us to make a decent warm-up and do things right, and not to kill it. you know, because you always want to kill it and see all
Yeah.
the crowds and the hands up in the air. But I think to make the right spot on the warm up is what it should be, you know. I think so.
Okay, thank you very much. And have a great night in Belgium. Hopefully you will enjoy the crowd here.
For sure.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.